מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים שהחזרת בי, נשמתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך.
Anybody want to read in English?
Maya, can you read? Yeah? I give thanks.
What?
Can you read where it says, I give thanks?
Yes.
Okay.
I give thanks to you, living King, for returning my soul to me is great.
Great compassion.
The Roblox is
Your
on.
faith is great. So we say thank you to Hashem. Hashem always give us our soul back every morning when we
So
sleep.
where is the Roblox?
And then he gives it back to us. Now we're going to sing.
Talking. So much people are talking, I can't hear you.
I know. We're going to make it quieter. So we're going to do, now we're going to sing on 3 Hatikva. 1, 2, 3. Kol od balecha benima
Okay.
nefesh homiya ulfatei mizrach kadima. Zion, Shavia, Od Lada Tikvateinu, Hatikva Bat Shnot Alpayim, Liot Am Chovshi Be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
One more time.
Liot Am Chovshi Be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion Yerushalayim. So while we're singing, we say there's a voice in our hearts, very deep in our hearts, that we want to be in Israel. The soul of our nation, the Jews, is crying out to Hashem. From the east, from the west, our eyes are looking to Zion. Zion is where Israel is. And it says, our hope hasn't been lost. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Okay. Our hope has not been lost. Hatikva b'shnot. We have been hoping for over 2,000 years. We've been waiting for Israel. Liot am chofshi, to be a free nation in our land. Be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion, the land of Jerusalem and Zion. All right. And now we have your cousins coming.
Yay.
We have a lot of cousins. Today is Cousins Day.
Love it.
Yes. Okay.
Who's in?
All right. We have Matthew, Daniel, Darren, Lydia. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, guys.
Jacob. I have so many kids here. All right. So now, do you guys want to watch a cool video story?
Sure.
Let's watch The Big Barrel of Wine. This is called The Big Barrel of Wine.
What?
It was there.
But it's not here. Okay. Sit down and do your class.
So we can all hear the story.
Did you ever hear of the city called Grapetown? Well, the city of Grapetown is a very interesting city indeed. And there is a special reason why it's called Grapetown. Well, Grapetown was famous for the delicious wine that was made there. In fact, the people of that city were known as the merry winemakers of Grapetown. And the wine they made was something special. It was so delicious. People came from all parts of the country and from faraway places just to get that delicious wine. As hard as they tried, winemakers of the other cities just couldn't make their wine taste so delicious as the wine made in Grapetown. Yes, Grapetown was a merry town, and so were all the people of Grapetown, who earned their living by making the special delicious wine. One day, something very strange happened, and Grapetown wasn't at all merry again. Yes, something strange, something very sad happened, which brought about a big change in the city of Grapetown. And it all happened like this. Early one morning, there was some excitement in the city. A large crowd gathered in the center of the marketplace. They were waiting for someone to arrive. They were waiting for the royal messenger who was to bring them an important message from His Majesty the King. Finally, the large crowd cheered as the royal messenger arrived and took his place at the top of the platform, which stood in the center of the marketplace. The crowd was hushed to a perfect silence as he unrolled a large scroll and began reading. Hear ye, hear ye. In 10 days, His Majesty the King is going to visit your city, the city of Grapetown. His Majesty has heard so much about the famous merry winemakers of Grapetown and the delicious wine they produce, and therefore would like to honor them with a royal visit. Now you can imagine how excited all the people of Grapetown became when they heard that the king himself is going to honor them with a royal visit. Immediately, they all gathered into the town hall to meet and to decide how to plan a grand welcome fitting for His Majesty the King. Yes, once a year, the king would honor one of his cities with a royal visit. And this year, it was Grapetown. Everyone offered some ideas and suggestions as how to make the grand welcome in a most impressive and honorable manner. It didn't take long, and they came up with a great idea. They all decided to build a very big barrel in the center of the marketplace. And this barrel was to be 15 feet tall, and it was to be decorated in a most artistic manner with colorful flowers and beautiful ornaments. And at the bottom of the gigantic barrel, there was to be a golden faucet. Now, can you guess what they were going to do with this gigantic barrel? Well, they were going to fill it up with the famous wine of Grapetown. So every person living in Grapetown was ordered to bring 1 gallon of wine and pour it into the big barrel. By doing this, the entire barrel would be filled with the famous delicious wine made by the merry winemakers of Grapetown. And this is how they would greet the king. For when the king would arrive, they would lead him to this huge barrel of wine and honor him to be the first one to turn the golden faucet and fill his golden cup with the delicious wine of Grape Town. Within moments, everyone left the town hall and got busy in preparing for the grand welcome. As soon as the gigantic barrel was built and artistically decorated from top to bottom, a long ladder was placed at the side of the barrel so that everyone may climb up to the top of the barrel and pour in 1 gallon of wine. Now everything seemed to be going along pretty well until something very tragic happened. For in the city of Grape Town, there was a barber called Getzel, and he was so anxious to be the first one to get to the big barrel and pour in the first gallon of wine. But as he was about to fill his bottle with wine, he thought to himself, "My, this wine is so expensive. It would be foolish to give away so much precious wine. What would happen if I would pour water into the large barrel instead of wine? No one would be able to tell the difference. After all, with so many people in Grape Town, and each one pouring a full gallon of wine into the great barrel, just 1 gallon of water wouldn't make a difference after all." So Getzel the barber filled his bottle with water and poured it into the big barrel. Well, dear children, that wouldn't have been so tragic after all. That is, if it was only Getzel the barber who poured water into the barrel. But alas, Beryl the butcher, Chaim the tailor, and Herschel the shoemaker also came up with the same idea, and they also poured water into the barrel. Oh, how awful! Well, they were making such a foolish mistake. They thought, "Why should I bring wine? Let someone else do it," not realizing that someone else may also say the same thing. And so, dear children, that's exactly what happened. Everyone in Grape Town was too selfish and too greedy to give away a gallon of wine. And they thought they could fool everyone else by bringing water. So everyone brought water, and there wasn't a drop of wine in the big barrel. My, were they in for a surprise, for the great day finally arrived, and His Majesty the King came to Grape Town. The king was so pleased to see the beautifully decorated, gigantic barrel built especially for him. The governor of the city was called upon to honor the king with a golden cup and direct the king to the golden faucet. "Your Majesty," said the governor, "we have been honored with the king's visit and wish to show our true appreciation for such a majestic honor. And therefore, we wish to present His Majesty with this golden cup. And as the king will turn the golden faucet, out will come the delicious wine prepared by the merry winemakers of Grape Town." The crowd was hushed to a perfect silence as the king reached out to place the golden cup under the golden faucet. Slowly, the king turned the faucet, and you can guess what happened. For instead of delicious wine, out came water. Just plain water. Oh, how embarrassing. Oh, how awful. Now, the winemakers of Grape Town have failed to gain favor in the eyes of His Majesty the King. How will they ever be able to explain to the king what had happened? Who knows how long they will have to wait till they will again be worthy of having the king honor them with a royal visit. Yes, dear children, this story teaches us an important lesson to remember at all times. If there is something good to do, do it yourself. Never say, let someone else do it, for someone else may say the same thing, and it will never be done. As the Torah teaches us, always set yourself as a good example in doing what is good, eyes of Hashem, so that others may follow you and do the same.
So that was the story, guys.
You can tell us a little bit. Rabbi just unmute you. What happened in the story?
Does anyone want to say what happened? Anyone?
Maya, Jacob, Matthew, go for
Maya.
it.
That's better. They learned the lesson not to put the water in
Were they cheating?
yeah.
They cheated, huh? Cheating doesn't pay, right?
They say, nobody's gonna notice if I put a little bit of water. Everybody's putting wine.
And everyone's gonna say, yeah, I should also do that too.
Exactly.
Just a little bit of water, no one's gonna notice.
Exactly. And what happened? It came out only water. There was no wine for the king.
And
So
then the king came and he got really embarrassed because they said that there would be wine in it. Or
they
Wasn't wine.
felt so embarrassed. Can you imagine? The king came to visit and they offered him water.
And
Right?
he said, I drink water every day.
That's good. Water is good for your body. I love it. So yeah, so it teaches us to always do the right thing, right? And not, no, nobody's gonna care, or it's okay if I put my gum under the desk, or, because everybody will do it and then it'll be a big mess. So we all have responsibility, right?
Right.
We all got to do our parts.
Awesome.
Should we do the comic now?
Yes, comic
Okay,
time.
Comic time. Now, let me share the screen. This is called The Cat That Waited on a King. The story of the Rambam. He was one of the greatest rabbis ever. He was in the 12th century. Now we're in the 21st century, so this is about almost 900 years ago. Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, known today as the Rambam, he was a royal physician. A physician is a doctor. So Salhadin was the king of Egypt. You have something to say, Noah? Not Noah, Benjamin. Benjamin, you want to say something? I can't. You're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I want to say, when the Jews escaped Egypt, was the Lake Pyramid made because there's pyramids?
There were pyramids. Yeah, we had to make a lot of the pyramids.
Yeah, but was Lake Pyramid made or no?
What lake? What do you mean Lake Pyramid?
It's the lake that he wants to know if Lake Pyramid was made with the
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
because he's saying this because
Lake.
I think he's saying
Yes,
this
pyramid.
because I think he's saying this because we went on a boat ride in Lake Pyramid.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Well, Lake Pyramid, you mean here in California?
Yeah.
It could have been already existing. Could have been. Because that I don't know if men made that.
We saw like
Made that.
one pyramid.
If it was man-made, then probably not yet. Probably
It
not.
was like a man pyramid that they all drive.
That's an interesting question. We have to look into that. So this rabbi Maimonides, Rambam, he had many enemies that they were jealous of his success. So they tried to turn the Sultan. The Sultan is the Arabic
this
word
is
for
what
the
you need to
king.
do.
They tried to turn the Sultan against him. Your Majesty, Ben Maimon's words are false. He denies the truth of Islam. This is a serious charge. Can you prove it? Yes. He is known to say that an animal cannot change its nature. A barefaced lie, like the rest of their holy Torah, we can show you. What do you intend to do? We will humble him by training this cat to wait upon the Sultan himself. Because the Torah, we say that human beings, we're people, we could change how we are, but usually animals can't really change how they are. So the king, the Sultan said, do so if you can. In the Rambam's house, scores of people, means a lot of people, rich and poor, Jews and non-Jews, await medical treatment, because he was a doctor and he would see everyone. He wouldn't just see rich people or Jewish, he would take care of everyone, even if they didn't have money to pay him. Rabbi, the ministers of the Sultan have challenged you. What will you do? First, I must help these suffering people to be well. This is Rambam, the rabbi. With Hashem's help, the Torah will not be disgraced. Finally, the day of the challenge arrives. The palace is crowded with spectators, people watching. Behold, this cat can even serve a king. Ben Maimon's teachings have no truth in them. Unnoticed, the Rambam takes out a small box from his pocket and opens the lid. This is a disgrace. Those ministers will pay dearly for their impudence. You see, the cat can't change its nature. Once it saw a little mouse, it started running after the mouse, and it made a big mess on the king's clothes and everything. You see, Your Majesty, every one of God's creatures has its own nature and purpose in life, which it cannot alter. Alter means change. Only a human being, a person, can change his or her character, improve, get better, do good. We must all live up to our potential, not just our nature. Just because we want to do something sometimes doesn't mean it's the right thing. We have to do what's right. Less means we might be like the cat, running after any mouse that comes along. So he was showing them. He showed them. They tried to get him in trouble, and it didn't work. You guys want to do something fun now? This is called You Be the Judge. So it's called You Be the Judge.
And we can take turns reading.
Perfect. Here we go.
Who wants to start reading
You Be the Judge.
We have to read, and then we have to figure out what would you do.
This
in
is
this
called
way.
The Magic That Fails. Who wants to read?
Matthew, you want to start?
Benjamin, Jacob, anyone? Maya, Olivia, Daniel.
Looks like Maya.
My God, no idea. You're so annoying.
All right, this is called The Magic That Fails.
I'll start. Rob had over 500 magic cards. He loved to collect them, and playing magic was his third favorite thing to do in the whole world. One summer afternoon, Rob and Corey were playing magic on the picnic table in Rob's backyard. Rob's mother interrupted the game to send Rob on an errand to the store. Rob did a chorus of, "But Mom, we're playing." It did no good. He went off to the store. Corey went home to clean his room, something that had to be done before his mother got home. Continue.
The two piles of magic cards were left on the picnic table under 10-pound weights from the weight set in the backyard so they wouldn't blow away. Then tragedy struck.
Oy, oy, oy.
Rain came down. Rob was at the store. Corey was collecting dirty underwear from all over his basement room. Rob's mother sent Rob's sister Janet outside to rescue the card. That is where the fight started. She got Rob's cards, but left Corey's sitting under the weight on the picnic table in the rain. She didn't get her brother's friend's cards. She just got her brother's cards. She claimed she wasn't responsible for Corey's things. Now we have to decide, was Janet right? Did she have a choice whether or not to save Corey's cards? What do you guys think?
Now I want to hear everyone's opinion.
Can everyone unmute yourself
and
so
tell
we can
us
see?
what would you do?
What do you think she was right? Did she not need to clean up Corey's cards?
No.
She didn't need to.
She didn't need to?
Didn't need to.
Didn't need to?
Jacob said she didn't.
No.
Maya
Ja-
said she didn't.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Jacob, what do you say?
What do you think?
I'm getting tired.
You, Daniel, what do you say? Clean up the cards? She should have gotten Corey's cards or no?
No,
She saw the rain was coming down and she said, it's not my responsibility. He's not my brother.
Wait, Dan, it's almost time.
Let's see what the Torah says.
What does Torah say about this?
Let me take this out. Okay, Dan. Okay.
So,
No.
Rob's sisters
Is
left
that
Corey's
over?
magic
You want me to
cards.
tie it again?
So she went. Janet went out, and she only got her brothers, right? So in the Torah, we find this verse: if you see your neighbor's ox or sheep lost, you must not ignore it. You must do the same thing for anything that is your neighbor's. You must not remain indifferent. This is actually in Devarim, in on the last book of the Chumash that we're reading right now.
Indifferent means like you don't care. I don't care. It's not my problem. Like if you see someone that you know their things are getting ruined and you could help them. So the Torah says you shouldn't say it's not my problem. And in the Talmud, the idea is expanded. It says if a person sees flood waters approaching someone else's field, that person must make a barrier or a dam and try to stop them in order to prevent damage to the neighbor's property. Therefore, we learn that Janet was wrong. One cannot stand by and watch someone else's property be destroyed. She should have helped.
There's a pasuk in the Torah. It says, "Kol Israel arevim ze lazeh," that every Jew were responsible one for another. So why not? You know, it's about to rain. I can bring someone's cards. It doesn't take effort. We shouldn't ignore it. And we should see it. Okay, it's not mine, but I can help also and I can bring it in. That's like this kind of like connected to the story of the barrel of wine, right?
Yeah.
We all have a responsibility to do our part.
Yeah. So she wasn't right. Janet should have gotten Corey's cards also. Should we watch a little more video?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
another video.
We're going to do another video.
And then we'll do 2-3 things on this week's parasha. You guys are doing awesome.
This is a nice video.
But we'll just, it's a
We're
long
watching,
one.
it's a long one, so we're not watching the whole thing.
We'll watch the first story. They have like different stories. It's a really good one.
It's puppets.
I don't like puppets. I don't like puppets.
Sorry, Jacob.
Children's Museum and the Small Wonder Puppet Theater proudly presents Miracles, the life of Reb Hanina ben Toisa. Our story takes place in the Holy Land of Israel, more than 2,000 years ago, in the time of the Beis HaMikdash.
The Holy Temple.
Shalom Aleichem. Aleichem Shalom. Welcome, stranger. How are you today? Baruch Hashem. I'm quite tired. I've been traveling the whole day. Ah, you must be thirsty. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. But could you please tell me which way is the marketplace? Certainly. It's 2 miles up the road. Make a left at the well, and then make a right at the cow. Thank you. Shalom. Shalom.
Oh boy, am I tired. Oh. Oh.
Hey, you fell asleep. Here's our chance. Let's go.
Chickens? What are chickens doing in Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa's yard? He doesn't own any chickens. I'll just put them in a basket right over here.
Oh boy, that was some nap. And hey, hey, chickens! Where are my chickens? Hey, chickens! Where'd you go? Hey, here, chickie! Here, chickie! Where are we? You don't know where you are? You're in the home of the great tzaddik, Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa.
And he's so poor that all he has to eat is a few carob fruits to last him the whole week.
In his house, there's no bread, no eggs, no meat, no treats, no nothing. Just carobs.
But he's such a great tzaddik that every single day a basko, a heavenly voice, calls out and says,
The entire world receives its food only in the merit of my son, Reb Hanina ben Dos, while Hanina is satisfied with just a few carob fruits.
We sure are lucky ducks. You mean lucky chickens? Hurry and go, clock, clock, clock. We got the best of luck of all the places we could be. In Hanina ben Dosa's house are we. Clock, clock, we got the best of luck of all the places we could be. In Hanina ben Dosa's house are we.
Chickens? We found chickens!
We'll have chickens for Shabbos.
We won't be hungry anymore.
Not so fast, children. Those chickens don't belong to us.
Ima is right. We have a mitzvah of Hashavas Aveda, returning lost objects. And until we find the owner of these chicks, we have to take very good care of them. Now, let's go get some food for the chickens.
Hello, Reb Nechunya.
Shalom.
What are you doing?
I'm digging a well.
Digging a well? Digging a well? Why are you digging a well?
Soon it will be the holiday of Pesach. When all the Jews come up to Jerusalem, they're going to need a lot of water for washing and drinking. That's what these wells are for. This shovel's no good. I'll need another one.
Isn't my Abba so special? He works really, really hard to help all the Jewish people who come to Jerusalem for Yom Tov. For all those people, this well has to be very, very big and very, very deep. Oh, she fell into the well. No, she fell into the well. Quick, get a rope. Kate.
Can you reach the rope?
Can't reach it. It's too short.
You get a longer rope.
Kate.
I'll go to Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa. If anyone can help, sure he can. Rabbi Hanina, Rabbi Nechunya's daughter, fell into the well. What do we do? She's drowning.
Shalom, my child.
But she's still...
Shalom. Go in peace.
Yes, Rabbi Hanina. I got a longer rope.
It's still too short. I can't reach it. Can you help me? What did Rabbi Hanina say?
He said, Shalom, go in peace.
But she's still in the well. Quick, go back to Rabbi Hanina. Tell him the girl is still in the well. She could drown. Chas v'shalom.
Rabbi Hanina must help.
Run! Run! To Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa. Girl's still in the well.
Make it look
Rabbi
like
Hanina, the girl's still in the well. She can drown, Chas v'shalom.
Shalom, my child.
But she's... But...
Shalom. Go in.
Yes, Rabbi Hanina. Can you hear me? Are you still there?
What did Rabbi Hanina say?
He said, Shalom, go in
But
peace.
she's still in the well. Go back and tell Rabbi Hanina she's still in the well. The girl could drown. Chas v'shalom.
Hanina must help.
Ari, she's still in the well. Ari, she's still in the well. Ah!
Rabbi Hanina, help us. It's an emergency. She's still in the well. She could drown.
The girl is safe. She has already come out of the well. Go in peace.
Baruch Hashem. Thank you, Rabbi Hanina.
My daughter, Baruch Hashem, you're safe. Calm down. Calm down. It's okay. Baruch Hashem, you're safe now. But how did you get out of the well?
Oh, Abba, It was such a really big miracle. I fell deep down into the bottom of the well. I was afraid that I would never get out. Water was all around me. I was ready to give up hope. All of a sudden, an elderly man came with a ram, and he pulled me out of the well. Do you know who that man was? It was Avraham Avinu. It was a miracle.
Todu Hashem Tito, Ki Le'olam Chasto. Reb Hanina, because of your prayers, my daughter was saved from drowning.
But Reb Hanina, how did you know that she was saved?
Reb Nechunya spends so much time and effort digging wells for the people who come to Yerushalayim. It's not possible that those same wells could cause harm to his daughter.
That's right, Abba. How could such a big mitzvah cause something bad to happen?
Well, Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem. Reb Hanina, you make so many miracles.
I'm a messenger of Hashem. It's Hashem who makes the miracles.
Reb Hanina, please tell me, what are all the miracles that I see? Is it true Hashem does do miracles for me and you?
Yes, my child, it's
Is this a
Hashem
song?
is watching you. A part of Hashem is inside every Jew. Always hope and pray for us yesterday. Hashem is always there, he'll see us through.
All right.
Wow, what a story, guys. The power of a
I have to return home.
Bye.
That someone left in.
Okay.
It's not over yet. Soon over.
I know, this was long. You did amazing, guys. It's almost 10:50. You ready to rock and roll? Yeah? You ready to go run around?
Thanks for
Bye.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Bye.
And we'll see you.
Bye.
time. Thank
Bye,
you.
thanks.
Wait, Jacob, can you stay?
It's a private conversation.
We're gonna end the meeting, okay, guys?
So you can call each other.
You can Zoom each other.
Bye, Benjamin. Bye, Maya and Alicia.
Bye,
I know, I just want to beat him getting out of this. Goodbye.